Welcome back to our IELTS Learning Podcast. Today's topic is one that truly connects to the heart. Describe a life-changing experience. Whether you're preparing for IELTS Speaking Part 2 or just want to improve your storytelling skills, this episode is packed with real examples, idioms, and tips.
Absolutely, Alex. You know, this cue card is one of the most popular in IELTS, and it's also one of the trickiest because you have to tell a story that feels personal and natural.
Exactly. Many students struggle because they memorize their answers, but IELTS examiners are trained to notice that. The key is authenticity.
Right. So in this episode, we'll show you how to describe a life-changing experience in a way that sounds confident, emotional, and fluent.
Let's grab the listener's attention right away. Imagine this. You walk into the exam room. The examiner smiles and says, "Now, I'd like you to talk about a life-changing experience. You have 1 minute to prepare and 2 minutes to speak."
Most candidates panic at that moment. Their mind goes blank.
Oh yes, I've seen that happen many times. But don't worry, after this episode, you'll never feel stuck again.
So Alex, before we jump into examples, let's talk about what life-changing experience really means.
Good point. The phrase life-changing experience means something that completely transforms your perspective, attitude, or goals. It could be big, like moving to a new country, or small, like meeting someone who inspired you.
That's right. And when describing it, the examiner looks for 4 things: fluency, vocabulary, grammar range, and pronunciation. But the secret ingredient is emotion.
Exactly. Emotion makes your story alive. Let's teach our listeners how to build their answer.
Step 1, pick a story that matters to you. It doesn't have to be dramatic, but it must feel real. For example, the time I helped an old man during the flood, or when I overcame my fear of public speaking.
Great examples. Step 2, structure your story. You can use a simple formula: before, during, after. Before, what your life was like before the experience. During, what exactly happened. After, what changed in you.
That's such a clear formula. And you can even connect it with useful linking words like at first, later on, eventually, as a result.
Yes, and idioms make your story sound natural. For example, you can say, "It opened my eyes," which means it made me see things differently.
Oh, I love that one. Let's explain it to our listeners. It opened my eyes means that you suddenly understood something important you hadn't realized before.
Perfect. Another great idiom is, "It turned my life around." That means something changed your situation completely, usually for the better.
Right. So you could say, that experience turned my life around and helped me become more confident.
Exactly. See how natural that sounds?
Okay, Alex, let's do a demo. Imagine you're the IELTS candidate. Tell me about a life-changing experience you had.
Sure. One of the most life-changing experiences I've ever had was when I moved to another city for university. Until that point, I had lived with my parents my whole life. I was shy and depended on them for almost everything. When I first arrived in the new city, I was completely lost. I didn't know how to cook, manage money, or even do laundry. But little by little, I learned to stand on my own 2 feet. I made mistakes, burned food, got lost on the subway, but I never gave up. That experience opened my eyes to what independence really means. It turned my life around and helped me grow into a more responsible person. Looking back, I can say it was the best decision I ever made.
Wow, that was such a great example.
Thanks.
You used idioms naturally, and the story had a beginning, middle, and end. You also spoke with emotion, which makes a huge difference.
Now, let's break it down for our listeners. Introduction. Start with a clear sentence like, "One of the most life-changing experiences I've ever had was when." Background. Briefly explain what your life was like before. Main event. Describe what happened. Use action verbs. Result. End with how it changed you.
And don't forget the tone. The examiner isn't judging your life. They're judging how you tell your story.
Exactly. It's not about what happened, but how you explain it.
Another expression I like is, "It taught me a valuable lesson." You can use it to summarize your story.
Right, like that experience taught me a valuable lesson. Never give up even when things seem impossible.
Let's talk about what not to do.
Oh yes, good one. Mistake number 1, memorizing.
That's the most common. The examiner can tell instantly.
Definitely. If your speech sounds robotic or too perfect, it loses authenticity.
Mistake number 2, speaking without emotion.
Exactly. Even if your grammar is perfect, a flat tone can make your answer sound boring.
Mistake number 3, going off topic. Some students start describing a random event that has nothing to do with life-changing.
True. Always link it back to how it changed you. That's the key phrase in the question.
Before we move to the next part, Alex, can we teach a few more idioms related to life experiences?
Sure, let's go for it. A blessing in disguise, something that seems bad at first, but turns out to be good. For example, losing that job was a blessing in disguise because it pushed me to start my own business. To learn the hard way, to learn something through experience or mistakes. For example, I learned the hard way that success doesn't come overnight. To take something for granted, to fail to appreciate something until it's gone. For example, living alone taught me not to take my family for granted.
These are golden. You can use 1 or 2 naturally in your IELTS answers. It really boosts your vocabulary score.
Absolutely. But remember, don't force them. The goal is to sound natural.
That's such a good point. All right, listeners, in the next part, we'll show you how to build your own life-changing story using real exam techniques.
Stay tuned because we'll also give you Band 8 and Band 9 sample answers and analyze why they work.
And don't forget to comment and tell us, what's one life-changing experience you've had?
We love reading your comments. They really motivate us to create more content for you. So Mia, in our last segment, we talked about what a Band 8 and Band 9 answer actually sounds like. But now let's go deeper. What do examiners truly look for in the speaking test?
Great question, Alex. Honestly, people often think vocabulary is everything, but it's not. The examiner wants to see how naturally you can express yourself. For example, instead of saying, I am very happy, you could say, I'm over the moon.
Exactly. Those idiomatic expressions make your English sound more fluent. And remember, you don't have to sound robotic. You can show personality.
Absolutely. IELTS isn't testing your accent. It's testing your clarity and confidence. If you hesitate a lot, it lowers your fluency score.
And I've seen candidates panic when they can't remember a word. But here's a trick. Paraphrase. Instead of stopping, say, I can't recall the exact word, but it's like... That shows confidence and communication skills.
Perfect advice, Alex. Actually, that's one thing Band 9 speakers do. They never freeze. They keep the conversation alive, even if they make a small mistake.
Right. I always tell my students, fluency isn't about speaking fast, it's about flowing naturally. Take short pauses, think, and connect your ideas.
Yes, and another tip. Learn connectors like on top of that, having said that, to be honest, or if I were to describe. These make your speech sound cohesive.
So true. Let's give our listeners a quick Band 8 sample answer. Mia, imagine the question is, describe your favorite season.
Oh, I love this one. Okay. I would say my favorite season is winter. To be honest, it's not just because of the cool breeze, but because I feel more productive during this time. On top of that, the festive atmosphere brings people together. I think winter makes everything a bit magical.
That's a Band 8 answer for sure. Natural, expressive, and emotional.
Yeah, and notice how I didn't use complicated words. It's all about how smoothly the ideas connect.
Exactly. Let's also talk about pronunciation. Some learners think they need a British or American accent to score high. That's not true at all.
Totally. You can speak with your natural accent. The only thing that matters is whether you're understandable. Clarity beats accent every single time.
You mean no need to sound like a BBC reporter?
Yeah, exactly. Unless you are a BBC reporter.
Fair point. Okay, let's move to writing tips for Band 8 and 9.
Yes, writing. That's where students lose marks the most. The secret? Structure. Your essay needs to have a clear flow. Introduction,
body, and conclusion.
And each paragraph should have one clear idea supported with examples. For instance, if your essay question is about technology, don't just say, technology is important. Say something like, technology has revolutionized communication, allowing people to connect instantly across the world.
That's right. Specific examples show depth. Also, avoid memorized phrases like, nowadays, we are living in a modern world. These examiners hate those.
Yes, everyone starts that way. Try something more natural, like, it's hard to imagine a day without using some form of technology.
That's Band 9 material right there.
So, listeners, if you're aiming for Band 8 or 9, remember, clarity, confidence, and connection. That's your golden trio.
Beautifully said, Alex. In the next part, we'll dive into the reading and listening sections, how to save time, and what traps to avoid.
Oh yes, that's going to be a big one, so don't miss it. Stay tuned, everyone. All right, Mia, welcome back. So far, we've covered speaking and writing, and I think our listeners are taking notes like crazy.
I hope so.
But now, Alex, let's talk about something people underestimate, the reading and listening sections.
Exactly. They seem easy on paper, but they can really trip you up, especially reading. Time just flies.
Totally. For reading, the biggest mistake students make is trying to understand every single word. That's a trap.
Yeah, you don't need to become a walking dictionary. The IELTS test is about finding information fast, not reading like a novel.
Right. So the first golden rule, skim and scan. Skim the passage to understand the main idea and scan for keywords when answering questions.
Exactly. And another tip, underline names, numbers, or dates when reading. These often appear in the questions later.
Yes, and don't waste time reading the entire passage before the questions. Always read the questions first. That way your brain is searching with purpose.
Smart move. Oh, and if you're unsure about an answer, don't leave it blank. Guessing doesn't cost you marks.
That's my favorite advice. Never leave blanks.
Okay, Mia, let's switch to listening. This one scares so many people because, well, the audio never repeats.
Yes, you only get one chance. That's why focus is everything. You must listen actively, not just with your ears, but with your mind.
And before the audio starts, quickly look at the questions. Predict what kind of answer you'll need. A number? A name? A place?
Exactly. For example, if the question says, the train departs at blank, you already know you're listening for a time.
That mental preparation helps a lot. And one more, always double-check spellings. Even one wrong letter can drop your score.
True. Like if you write environment instead of environment, it's wrong.
Yeah, that hurts. But here's a little trick. If you miss one answer, don't panic. Focus on the next one. If you keep worrying, you'll miss two more.
Absolutely. Confidence is part of the test. Even if you think you missed something, stay calm. The next question might be easier.
Speaking of calmness, listening requires mental rhythm. Try practicing with English podcasts, news, or YouTube videos daily.
That's such a good idea. And use different accents. British, Australian, Canadian, because IELTS uses all of them.
Yes, I remember once the accent was Scottish, I could barely understand a word.
Oh yes, that's real IELTS training.
So, quick recap for listeners. Skim and scan in reading. Predict answers in listening. Don't panic or leave blanks. And always check your spelling.
Perfect summary. Next, in our final part, we'll reveal real exam strategies, the habits of Band 9 candidates, and how you can build them step by step.
Oh, that's going to be powerful. So stay with us, because the last part might be the push you need to finally hit your dream band score. Welcome back, everyone. This is the final part of our IELTS special. And today, Mia, we're talking about something bigger than vocabulary or grammar. We're talking about the Band 9 mindset.
Exactly. Because Band 9 isn't just about English. It's about how you think, plan, and practice.
So true. Let's start by asking this. What really separates a Band 9 candidate from Band 6 or 7?
I'd say discipline and consistency. Band 9 learners don't study for 10 hours once a week. They study 1 hour every day, and they do it smartly.
Right. They don't memorize random words, they build habits. For example, reading English news every morning.
Or speaking to themselves in English, like while cooking or walking. What am I doing now? Why do I feel hungry? That self-talk improves fluency.
Exactly. When I was preparing for IELTS, I used to record myself answering random questions every evening. At first, I sounded terrible.
Oh, I can relate. But that's how you grow. Listening to your own mistakes is like having a free teacher.
Absolutely. And here's another Band 9 secret. They focus on clarity, not complexity.
Yes, some students try to sound fancy using huge words like plethora or paradigm. But if it doesn't sound natural, it can hurt your score.
Exactly. Examiners love clear communication. So instead of, "It is of paramount importance," just say, "It's very important."
I love that. Confidence, clarity, and calmness. That's the Band 9 triangle.
Perfectly said. And another key, learn to enjoy the language. Don't study English like homework, live it. Watch shows, listen to podcasts, and sing English songs.
Yes, the moment English becomes fun, improvement becomes natural.
Let's talk about daily routine. What's a simple but powerful IELTS routine?
Okay, here's one I recommend. Morning, read one short English article. Highlight new words. Afternoon, listen to one English podcast. Evening, speak for 5 minutes about any topic and record yourself.
That's golden. And weekends? Maybe do one full mock test just to test your timing.
Exactly, but remember, don't overdo it. Quality beats quantity.
That's what most learners forget. You can study for 3 hours and learn nothing, or study 30 minutes with focus and learn a lot.
Absolutely. And don't just memorize sample answers. Use them to learn patterns, not to copy.
Right. Examiners can always tell when answers are memorized. Natural rhythm and emotions matter.
Speaking of emotions, let's address something real. Fear. Many learners feel nervous in the test.
Yes, and that's normal. Even native speakers get nervous, but fear reduces when you practice under real conditions.
Exactly. Try doing mock tests with a timer. Sit in silence. Feel the pressure. Your brain learns to handle it.
It's like athletes. They train harder than the real match. That's how you build confidence.
Smiles, and remember, IELTS doesn't test how perfect you are. It tests how well you can communicate.
That's the spirit. You can have mistakes and still score Band 8 or 9 if you communicate naturally.
One of my students once said, IELTS is not an exam, it's a mirror. And I love that. It reflects your current level of English.
Beautiful. And once you understand that, it stops being scary. It becomes a journey of growth.
So true. Now, before we close, let's share a few Band 9 daily habits.
Number 1, read daily, even for 10 minutes. Number 2, listen to natural English every day. Number 3, speak daily, even alone. Number 4, keep a vocabulary journal. Number 5, rest your brain and stay positive.
I like that last one. A tired brain can't learn fast.
Exactly. And remember, motivation fades, but discipline stays.
That's the difference between I wish I could get Band 9 and I'm working for Band 9.
Smiles. Powerful words. So, listeners, take today's episode as your sign. Your English dream is possible.
You've got this. Study smart, stay confident, and speak like yourself. That's the real key to success.
Thank you for joining us on this Band 9 journey. Don't forget to follow for more IELTS conversations, practice, and inspiration.
See you all in the next episode. And until then, keep learning and keep shining.
Bye, everyone.